No matter how powerful or calculated someone believes they are, when the truth finally catches up with them, everything can change in an instant. Andrea Johnson, who has been accused of working alongside Kat Matlala, Fadiel Adams, and others in what critics describe as a determined effort to implicate Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, found herself under intense scrutiny at the commission. She reportedly arrived at the hearing ready to defend her position, unaware that Advocate Baloyi was prepared with additional testimony that would challenge her account. As soon as she became aware of the new evidence, she reportedly requested a short adjournment. Questions surrounding who approved the arrest of General Khumalo, who allegedly drove the campaign against General Mkhwanazi, and claims that key documents were manipulated to shield senior police officials quickly became major points of discussion. Today's proceedings promise to be dramatic, so grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's follow every key moment together. Supporters of General Mkhwanazi believe repeated attempts have been made to tarnish his reputation without success. If you're backing Mkhwanazi and appreciate the work being done by the Commission, hit the like button, leave a comment saying, "We support you, Mkhwanazi," and don't forget to subscribe for more breaking updates. Jabulani, it's time to roll those unforgettable moments featuring Andrea Johnson.
There is 13285. But the 3285 is the designation. What I'm looking for is the actual application. And that's how I landed 3307. Thank you. Are you at file 83307?
Correct, Counsel.
Now, I understood your testimony on Thursday, in summary, to be Advocate Ramsamy. You hand the Section 27 to Advocate Ramsamy. She considers the affidavit together with the legal provisions. She then arrives at certain conclusions and she drafts a Section 2813 application and submits to you for consideration and approval. Am I on the right track there?
That is correct.
So I see at 3307, it's one such, it's addressed to you. And it says Advocate Santos Manilau and Advocate Ramsamy. It's dated the 5th of December 2024. This is in relation to the list of 12, and that is at 3309. And while we are here, Advocate, I've resisted the temptation, but I think I succumb. The person at 3.12, automotive engineer, who's that? Is the automotive name? Do you have any idea?
No, Chair. These were the names that, when I checked with Advocate Ramsamy, she said they were on that. They were on a paper that were furnished after Mr. Perumal had spoken to Mr. Adams.
Yes.
Yes.
So, at the risk of asking a stupid question, automotive engineer has got an ID number. Is that somebody we can search for? At Home Affairs.
It should be an entity that could be found.
An entity?
Yes, ma'am.
But it says engineer, suggesting a person.
It's an entity, from how I understand it.
All right. I'm interested in 313, though. It says any and all individuals or entities whose identities are currently unknown, but which may become known during the investigation. You recall we started with Section 27th affidavit, which identified the first three names. We established that Mr. Perumal, through you suggested Mr. Perumal added the rest of the names, having consulted with Mr. Adams. But then it goes, so that's broadening it. But 313 goes even broader. considering the purpose for which you would be issuing a Section 28 and investigating, that there should be a limit to powers that are granted. 313 could very well discover my name in there and I become subjected to this investigation. Is that proper, though? Because it's a limitless power and authorization here.
Council, it's not limitless because it relates to any and all individuals or entities whose identities are currently unknown, but are limited in which may become known during the course of this investigation.
Yes.
Yes.
But it doesn't go further to say that they are implicated in whatever crime is being investigated.
No.
It's just that the names being known, and suddenly there's authorization to go investigate them as well.
It doesn't of necessity mean that they are investigated. Any and all individuals or entities whose identities are currently unknown, but which may become known during the course of the investigation. Once those details come through, investigators are able to determine whether those are persons of interest to be investigated or those are persons whose names have come up and are potential witnesses.
So technically it's left to then the investigators. If they like me, they come across my name, they don't have to investigate. But if they don't like me, then they investigate. Do you understand my challenge? Because I think too much power resides and discretion resides with them. And that somehow has the potential to undermine the system. Doesn't it?
I take your point, but that shouldn't be done.
Okay.
That is not what the purpose of this insertion is. And it was also for practical reasons. You've got the authorization. You're conducting investigations. Names come up. And the names can be either or. So if it is persons who would fall into the category of suspects or persons of interest, then you'd have to come back for an amendment. Yes. And so you are able to then deal with the investigation without the to and fro of the... I do take the point.
Okay.
And perhaps it could be couched somewhat differently, but this is what we have used over the time.
But isn't it a necessary control mechanism that what has been justified to you are the specific names? So you were given these names. There must have been justification to you. We had the earlier discussion about you satisfying yourself that there is a basis to include these specific names. And if that is your system, then paragraph 3.13 should not be there because it means people will be included without it being justified to you who gave the authority. You understand the point I'm making?
I understand.
So 3.13 is very much open to abuse if you're not controlling it, if they don't come back to you to justify. And what you are saying to us now is you gave them that latitude to justify just from 3.1 up to 3.12, but then beyond that, you gave them latitude to justify that, and you were satisfied that there is merit in having 3.1 up to 3.12 to be investigated. But then what you go on to do then in 3.13, and you say to us that's how IDAC has always operated, is you then leave it to them to then determine as they go along to investigate without having to justify to you, which defeats the very purpose of justification to you in the first place. So my suggestion would be, if that's how you were operating, then you may as well just have at 3.13. They come and they tell you, we are going to investigate anyone that may be implicated, because that's the effect of 313. It allows anyone that Colonel Padeachi gets their name, if Mr. Adams had said, Mr. Bodlani, that's all that would have happened. He would have gone and investigated him under 3.13 without coming to you as the repository of the authority to authorize investigations into individuals, without coming to you to say, here's my justification for investigating him.
It was not the intention,
Yeah.
but I do take
But it is the effect.
It in all likelihood is the effect, and I take the point. And just for reassurance, Mr. Bodlani is not in 3.13.
Yeah, we don't know who else Mr. Colonel Pareachi included in there, but he may well, and you have no control over that. You have no way of knowing. And I say, Colonel Pareachi, not to target him specifically, all your investigators. They may well be conducting investigations of individuals that are not authorized by you and that may possibly not be related to a subject matter with that kind of provision.
The point is taken, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We were still with that application. I see if we go to page 3311.
Sorry, Ms. Sila, maybe before you go
Yes.
there, let me ask my question before I forget. You say at 3310 under
The minister, we are engaging you. So whether this was already prepared or not, at the time we got this affidavit.
Okay, so then you recall when we were looking at MK16, the last sentence in MK16 before the signature by Mr. Gabinde states, Honorable Fadiel Adams was advised by this office to await your decision in this regard. So it's fair then to conclude that your decision that you communicated to Mr. Adams is prepare an affidavit, Section 27 affidavit, and submit to IDAC. That's what you must have advised Mr. Adams, based on your testimony.
That is what the advice would have been.
Okay.
Just on something you said in response to Ms. Silo's previous question, you touched on the possibility that, not stating it as a fact, that the affidavit, you do not know whether the affidavit had already been prepared at the time of your instruction to Mr. Perumal. Did I understand you correctly?
That is correct.
No, that's not a fact. Look at that affidavit. It's dated 21 November 2020.